It's time to live your stronger life. Hey, I'm Sammy, physio coach and nutritionist, and your hype girl for creating your stronger life. Here, we ditch the quick fixes and build real strength inside and out. So whether you're here to tone up, drop the body fat, build muscle, mental resilience, or ditch the diet culture, or just feel bloody good in your skin, you're in the right place. So let's get into it. Hey fam, alright, let me paint this picture for you. You've crushed your goal. Maybe it was shredding for the wedding, it was a photo shoot, a holiday, or even like me, stepping on stage for your bodybuilding competition. You've been pushing hard, you've had your nutrition, your training, your mindset, everything just dialed in 100% for this event, for this time. You've hit your goal and now it's all over and you're feeling a little lost. Sound familiar? Well, in this episode, we are going to dive deep into what comes after that big moment, how to navigate the post-goal blues, avoid losing your identity, and how to just move into your next fitness season with clarity and purpose. And so I'm going to talk about why it's completely normal to feel flat or unmotivated after a goal, how to transition into your next fitness season, whether that's, maintenance, growth, or rebuilding, like what does that look like for you, how to define your goals without losing momentum, and the difference between chasing goals and just living the lifestyle of this health and fitness journey, and some practical steps to keep progressing mentally and physically without burning out. Because fitness isn't about just getting ready for that moment. It's about building a lifestyle that carries you long after the event. It is for life for a reason. This is how you're going to keep evolving season after season and stay in love with the process even when the goals are changing. So first of all, here's this post-goal reality check, because no one really talks about the after, that weird space where your structure fades, you just got back from your holiday, you just had your wedding, you just stepped off stage, your purpose feels a little fuzzy, and your motivation, even though I don't think that you should ever rely on motivation, but your motivation dips. It's normal. Your brain's been chasing a high intensity goal and now it's missing that chase. And so you may start to feel a little bit lost because your body and mind thrive on direction and on routine, and suddenly, boom, that routine is gone. That purpose is gone. After a comp, event, a goal, the wedding, the holiday, dopamine also drops after that. It can be a high adrenaline experience, and now suddenly there's that downfall. And your experience of happy and sad emotions, or positive and negative emotions, comes and goes in waves. It is very normal to have low emotion just as much as it's normal to have these happy emotions. And we need both. If you never feel sad, you'll never truly feel happy. And if you never truly feel happy, you never truly feel sad. Because otherwise would you be stuck in a flat line all the time? It's just like the tides and the night and day, sunset, sunrise. All of these things need to have ebbs and flows. But these particular events are very high in dopamine. You get very big bursts of like, whoa, this is the best thing ever. So of course you're going to have a equal and unfortunate effect downwards where you're going to have this flat phase. Why do you think drug addicts exist? It is the same thing. The first thing you need to do is recognize this flatter experience is not failure, it's not laziness, it's just a normal physiological and psychological come down that just experiences after a big dopamine hit. But this is where most people will spiral. They think they've lost their discipline, but really they just haven't defined what's next for them and what their next action steps look like. And it doesn't have to be as routine and structured as it was in order to achieve your goals. It can look a little bit different. So instead of thinking, what now? Oh, what was me? What now? Start asking, what is next? Where can I take this next? Because the journey doesn't end, it just evolves. So maybe you shredded for a photo shoot, or you like I just got off stage, shredded for a photo shoot. Let's go with that one first. You're going to now maybe focus on building strength, building muscle, reverse dieting those calories back up. For me, in a reverse diet, I'm focusing on bringing my calories back up. I'm focusing on rebuilding my energy, my health markers, because a bodybuilding prep can be very stressful on the body's health-wise, and focusing more on just performance goals, slowly reintroducing more foods again, slowly bringing the calories back up. And then I'm going to go into another phase, which is building and growing muscle and focusing on that side of things in order to bring an even better package when you get back up on the stage. For those that aren't competing or anything like that, and you just, maybe you prepped for a photo shoot or prepped for your wedding, it's the same thing. Maybe it's time to learn how to not be in a calorie deficit and spend time at maintenance. And learning to be successful at maintenance is a phase and a goal goal in itself. A lot of people think if they're not building, they're not cutting, then what's the point? There's nothing there. It's like, no. Maintenance is an important phase that you should also really focus in on as well. You need to be successful at maintenance. You need to be successful in a diet and in a build, and having that like ability to go through all of those phases is very, very important. Okay, what about post holidays? What could the phases be? It could be just resetting, getting back into momentum, building those consistent habits back again. That could be, the first couple of weeks phase, and then you're like, right, now I want to focus on building muscle. Then you go into a building phase. Like, you can see how it can be any goal that you have, any journey that you are on. You can have little important phases along the way. Maybe it's, okay, we're coming up into the Christmas season, and so instead of focusing on fat loss, maybe for the month of December, it's about maintaining consistency, healthy habits, and then enjoying yourself throughout. Because people think often, oh, it's Christmas, let's just go effort mode. It's like, dude, you've got events, like even if you had an event on every single weekend, that's still like only 4 to 5 days in a whole 31 days. Like, you can still stay relatively on track and just enjoy yourself in between. So maybe the focus is consistency, and that can be a phase in itself. So I'm rambling, you get the idea. It's all about redefining your next season and understanding the importance of them all. Every season has a purpose, and you can't live in a constant era of dieting or in a permanent era of bulking. You need to cycle through and go based on what's happening in life at the moment, and also based on what your goals are. The biggest trap after achieving a goal is you thinking that you're losing your identity, because so much of your routine mindset and self-worth were tied to that one moment, which it wasn't. Your self-worth is tied to all these actions that you've been taking, all that you've learned, all these healthy habits, all the lifestyle. That is you. The goal and that moment is just a component of it, just a very small step in this gigantic journey that is your health and fitness lifestyle. So some practical ways to navigate through. Reflect. What did you learn physically and mentally during these phases? Reframe. Instead of thinking back to my normal, think onto my next level. Plan. Set a process goal, not an outcome, a process goal. That could be something like, right, I'm still going to keep up with my training 4 times a week consistently, or I'm going to make sure that I am tracking all my macros, and I just want to make sure I'm hitting my protein and my calorie target, and I might live a little bit more flexibly with my nutrition, but I'm making sure I'm doing X, Y, and Z, rather than going outcome, I want to lose another 5 kilos. Because then what happens when you hit that 5 kilo mark, you might again have that self-worth. My identity was tied to this marker. Now what do I do? Whereas if you just focus in on the actions and the process, you almost kind of forget about the goals. I literally had a client the other day. Not the other day, I was literally talking to her about it today. She didn't even realize how much weight she had lost because she's been so dialed in on the process and on the habits. And she's hit a bit of like, oh man, I'm not feeling that motivated right now. Like, oh, it's been a really big struggle. And almost like, I don't even know if this is working for me. And I was like, girl, we've been going for quite a while. So I want you to have a diet break. We're going to have a little maintenance break. She's ready. She's having, mental fatigue, diet fatigue. We're going to have a little mini break, and then we're going to get back into it, right? It's all about the different phases. But I also said to her, I was like, you realize you've lost like nearly 12 kilos now? And she's like, whoa, I did not realize how much weight I have lost so far. Because she's been so focused on the process. She's been so focused on ticking the boxes into the process, living the lifestyle and the journey. She didn't even realize how much weight she had lost. And I was like, yeah, you've gone a really long way. It is time for your body to have a little bit of a break, and then we can keep going through the different phases. And then also anchor in some non-negotiables, such as, going for walks, going to the gym, your hydration, tracking some of your meals. Maybe you're like, dude, I'm so sick of tracking my calories to the T and being absolutely perfect. So it's like, cool, go to calories and protein, make sure you're at least tracking that stuff. Just keep yourself in the rough ballpark figure and live a little bit more flexibility. You don't need to keep chasing another extreme, but you do need to stay anchored in your habits while letting your goals evolve into the next phases. If you've achieved these goals, you shredded for the wedding, you did the photo shoot, you stepped on stage, whatever your goals are, you've proven you can grind. Now the goal is to keep growing and creating new direction without burnout. So some other practical strategies, you want to build a reverse structure. So maybe you're going to replan your reverse diet or your maintenance phase, like I said, with intention. Maintenance is just as important as every other phase in the fitness journey. Maybe we're going to switch metrics. It's not just about aesthetics. It's not just about the scale weight. Maybe you're going to focus on your strength, your PBs, your energy,
your sleep, your mental clarity, your relationship with food, your relationship with others, other aspects of your life you can focus on too. Reconnect with joy as well. Maybe you're going to incorporate a little bit of new training styles. You're going to get outdoors. You're going to explore a little bit of different activities in amongst your anchored in foundational habits. And still stay accountable. Continue with check-ins, continue self-reviewing, even at maintenance. I have clients who are just at maintenance and they still check in every single week to hold themselves accountable, so I can still help them problem solve and learn how to actually maintain throughout their fitness journey and keep that structure for the rest of their life as well. Fitness isn't just a project. It's not just a 6-week challenge. It's not just a quick shred. It's a practice. It's a lifelong journey. And the version of you that, prepped for the wedding, for the show or the shoot, you are still there. You've just built skills that you can now carry on forever and onto your next focus. So some key takeaways. You didn't lose progress. You gained perspective. Even when you've achieved your goals, it's time to focus on the next thing. You never go back to square one. You're leveling up in a new direction. It's not back to my normal. It's what's next. The mission doesn't stop. It just changes gears. And when you do hit this big goal, this big event, celebrate it. Of course, you've earned it. But remember, you're not done. You're just turning to the next page. Your fitness journey isn't one phase. It's about the person you're becoming for the rest of your life. And these habits and foundations need to stick around. And if you can really master all this, you will stop with the yo-yo dieting. You'll stop gaining and losing the same 5 kilos, same 10 kilos, and you'll stop hating the fitness journey in general. So stay grounded. Stay curious, keep progressing 1% at a time, move on to the next goal, bigger and better things. There's always opportunities to learn and grow further and push yourself further. Hopefully this helped.
Thanks so much for listening. If you found this episode valuable, please rate, review, and subscribe. And I'd love if you shared this on your Instagram and tag me Sammy_LiveStrong. And if you'd like to learn more about my coaching and join the Project Livestrong family, please message me LiveStrong on Instagram and I'll see how I can help. I'll see you next time.